Hello everyone, how are you? Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. In this video, we're going to revisit some quantities that you will be encountering in statistics. So, what is statistics? So, statistics is the name given to the branch of applied mathematics concerned with the collection, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. The collection of data by various methods has been covered in the previous math courses of yours. Data can be collected from a population or from a sample of population. Once the data has been collected, it can be analyzed in a variety of ways. In the previous courses, you have presented a collection of data by some kind of average value. So let's say, for example, when a student receives a unit test mark, then they often ask the teacher what was the class average. Or if you are a fan of basketball, you would say what's the average for this season of a certain player. So let's say, for example, Kawhi Leonard. So what is the average of Kawhi Leonard in this particular NBA season? So there are terms that you will be encountering in this particular lesson. We call them as the measure of central tendency. So once data has been collected, it is useful to be able to describe the data by one single central value. There are three types of central value or average. So these are the following: mean, median, and mode. These three particular quantities are called measures of central tendency. So the mean of a population is given by the symbol mu, so mu or mu. And the mean of a sample is denoted by an X with a line on top. The mean of a population and the mean of a sample are both calculated using the same method. The mean is calculated by adding all the data values and dividing them by the number of data values. So that's how you get the mean. The median, on the other hand, is determined by sorting out the data into numerical order. If there are an odd number of data values, so let's say, for example, you only have if you have 7, 9 data values, the median is the middle value. So again, if you have odd number of data values, the median is the middle data value. So if there are even number of data values, so in this case, let's say, for example, you have 4, 6, 8 data values, the median is the mean of the two middle data values. So let's say, for example, your data, you have you're given the data of 1, 2, 4, and 6. So in this case, you have 4 data values. So the median is the mean. It's the mean of the two middle data values. So the middle values here would be 2 and 4. So the median would be the mean of 2 and 4. So to get the mean of that, so this is the mean of 2 and 4. So if you're gonna get the median now, that would give you equal to 2 plus 4 divided by 2. That gives you 3. So therefore the median of 1, 2, 4, and 6 would be equal to 3. And then lastly, we have the mode. So the mode is the data value which occurs most often. So it's the data value that occurs most often. Or one way of saying is that it has the highest frequency of occurrence. So it is possible to have multiple modes or no mode. So later on we're going to go some examples on how to identify the mean, median, and mode. So let's go to the next page of your workbook. Example number 1. The question is, the data below represent the time taken to the nearest minute for a high school student to drive to school on each of the last 10 school days. So if you're gonna count this one here, it contains 10 data values. So because you have 11, 10, 19, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 17, and 15. So all in all, again, this corresponding to the number of minutes. So for the first question, calculate the mean driving time for the data. So again, if you're gonna go back to the definition of mean, it's just the total. So if you can see here, mean is calculated by adding all the data values and then dividing it by the number of data value. So if you're gonna do that one, the mean therefore is just equal to the sum. So the sum of all, so you have 11 plus 10 plus 19 plus 16 plus 15 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 17 and plus 15 divided by 10. So if you're gonna do that one, if you're gonna sum that one out, you have 142 divided by 10, which gives you 14.2 minutes. So that would be the mean of this data set of data values. So the mean is 14.2 minutes. So for the second question, we're being asked to get the mode. So what is the mode of the data? So again, I'm talking about the same question. So I'm looking at this data value. So meaning 11, 10, 19, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 17, and 15. So if we're gonna go back to the definition of the mode is the data value which occurs most often. Okay, so therefore you try to look at your data and then choose which of this data occur most often. Well, 11, there's only one 11 there. There's only one 10. There's only one 19, one 16. If you can see here, 15, I have two 15s. One 14, one 13, one 12, and one 17. So therefore, the mode, I would say, is equal to 15. Because again, 15 occurs twice. More than other data value. Okay, so just remember that for mode, it's possible to have multiple modes or no mode at all. So you can have zero mode or no mode or multiple modes. So in this case, let's say for example, if there's only 115 also there, well, you cannot say that the mode is 15. You would say that there will be no mode. Okay, so let's move on to example number 2. Hiddeke's unit test marks in English and math are given below. So for English, you have 67, 71, 58, 78, 65, 80, and 78. For math, it's 74, 78, 61, 86, 84, and 72. So the question is, you will try to get the median mark. The median mark in each of the subjects. So if we're gonna go back to the definition of median, it is determined first by sorting out the data into numerical order. Okay, and the median is the middle data value. So take note that if the data value, the number of data values would be odd, you try to take note of this one. If it is even, you try to take note of this. So just gonna go back to the question here. So first things first. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, let's say for English, so for English, so first things first is you try to sort from least to greatest. So now I'm gonna start with the smallest, then up to the largest. So if I'm gonna do that for English, the smallest is 58. So I'm gonna do 58. The next would be 65, 67, 71, 78, then 80. So if you can see here, well, how many data values do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I missed 178 here. So there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7. So there are 7 data values. So if it is odd, the median is just the middle. So if you can see, the middle part would be 71. Middle value. So therefore, you would say median for English median for English is equal to 71. So the median for English is 71. Now we do for math. So for math, again, sort from least to greatest. So I'll just gonna arrange them from the smallest: 61, 72, 74, 78, 84, and 86. So if you can see here, you have, all in all, if you can count the number of data values that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 data values. So if there are even number of data values, what you're gonna do is try to locate the middle values. So there should be 2 middle values here. The 2 middle values is 74 and 78. So these are your middle values. Again, this is what we expected if you have an even number of data values. So the median, so if you can, if you go back to the definition of the median, on how to locate the median if you have even data values, median is equal to the mean of the middle values. So 74 plus 78 divided by 2, which gives you 76. So the median is 76. So again, this is just the mean of middle values. Okay, so let's move on to the next example in your text. So if the mean of the data, so you're given data 10, 4, 7, 12, 9, 4, x, 6, is 7, find the value of x. So again, your data here, given the data 10, 4, 7, 12, 9, 4, x, and 6, and the mean is 7, so this is your mean. We need to find the value of x. So if you can remember again, the mean is given as the sum of the values divided by the number of values, or the data values, the number of data values. So if we're gonna do that, mean is 7. So the mean is 7. So the mean is 7. Then sum of the values, that means that I'm just going to add them. So all the data values that I have, so that's 10 plus 4 plus 7 plus 12 plus 9 plus 4 plus x plus 6, and then divided by, I'm gonna count how many values do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the number of data that I have is 8, so divided by 8. Okay, so if I'm gonna do that, if you can remember in your algebra, I can add all the constants all together. However, x is, again, you cannot add a variable to a constant. So this gives me 7 is equal to 52 plus x. Again, you can only combine all the constant part. So that gives you 52. Then divided by 8. So if you can remember on how to solve this equation here, so I'm gonna multiply both sides by 8. This is 8, so that I can cancel the denominator 8. Then 8 times 7 is, so 8 times 7 is 56, is equal to 52 plus x. Again, if you can remember your algebra, that times that gives you 56, and then I'm gonna multiply 8 also the other side. That canceled, 8 is cancelled out in the denominator. And then to solve for x, you have minus 52 minus 52. That gives me 0. Again, my aim is to isolate my x. So x is equal to 4. So the answer is 4. So the value of x must be 4. So that when you get the mean of these data values here, it will give you 7. Now we move on to example number 4. The data below represents the number of touchdowns thrown by Jason, the Center High School quarterback, during his high school football career. So again, these numbers here constitute the number of touchdowns. And if you're gonna count all of them, this has a total number of 19 games. Okay, so that should be the number of games. Now it's 19, and then the numbers there represents the number of touchdowns. So these are the number of touchdowns. So the first question is, calculate to one decimal place, if necessary, the mean, median, and mode for the number of touchdowns per game. So you're gonna solve for the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, and again, this pertains to the number of touchdowns. So solve for the mean. So the mean again, mean is just the sum of values all over the number of data. So the sum of the values, so I'm just gonna add everything up. So you have here 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by the number of data. It's 19. So I can use the symbol mu for this one is equal to 27 divided by 19. So the answer would be 1.4. Remember, it's to the nearest tenths. So nearest tenths or one decimal place. If you can see here, to one decimal place. So it would be 1.4 touchdowns per game. Okay, so that's the mean. So this is my mean. The mean is 1.4. Okay, so you can use your scientific calculator for this to calculate for mu. So next we have the median. So how would you get the median? So again, in getting the median, we need to arrange them from least to greatest. So you have here 0, 0, 0, 1. So how many ones do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones, and then 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 twos. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2, and then 3 and 3. So you sort out, if in getting the median, again you sort out and then find the middle. So it's 19 games, it should be the middle one. So the middle part here is this one here. So that would be my median. So therefore the median is 1. So median is equal to 1 touchdown per game. Okay, so now the mode. So how would you get the mode? So the mode would just be which of the data or data values that occur most often. So in this case here, if you count, there are 7 ones. So the data 1 touchdown appears 7 times, as well as 2 touchdowns. So therefore the mode is equal to 1 and 2 touchdowns per game. So again, the mode in this particular case is 1 and 2. So both 1 and 2 occur 7 times. So both 1 and 2 occur 7 times. So therefore the mode of this question is 1 and 2. Again, mode can be more than 1, or even it can have none. Okay, so let's do letter B. We have here, so saying draw a frequency table to represent the data. So the first column tells you the number of touchdowns per game, and then the number of games. So that means that for 0 touchdown, for 3 games, it has 0 touchdown. And then for 7 games, he has 1 touchdown. Then for another 7 games, he has 2 touchdowns. And for 2 games, he has 3 touchdowns. So show how Hussein can use the data in the frequency table to calculate the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so again, we will try to get the mean, median, and mode, but we're just given the frequency table. Okay, so how would we do that? Well, let's start with the calculation for the mean. So mean calculation using the frequency table. So if you have the frequency table, again, this is how you get the mean. So mean is just equal to, again, just by definition, it's just the sum of values divided by the number of data. So how would you get the sum of the values? Well, what I can do is that for 3 games, he has 0 touchdowns, plus in 7 games he has 1 touchdown, and then for another 7 games he has 2 touchdowns, and for 2 games he has 3 touchdowns. And again, the number of data, if you can see, is just the number of games. So if you're gonna add everything this up, this is the total is 19. So this would be the number of data values. So that would be divided by 19. So this gives me 27 divided by 19. So mean is equal to 1.4 touchdowns per game. Okay. So that's how you get the mean. So basically you stick with the definition, but we just use different numbers in getting for the sum of the values. But again, if you're gonna interpret the data, 3 number of games, he has 0 touchdown, and then so on and so forth. So 7 games, he has 1 touchdown. Another 7 games, he has 2 touchdowns, and another 2 games, he has 3 touchdowns. So now how about for the mode? Well, if you're gonna look at the mode, it would be 1 and 2 touchdowns per game. Again, how would you know this one? Well, if you're gonna look at your table, we can tell 1 and 2 touchdowns each occur 7 times more than other data. More than any other data values. So the mode is 1 and 2. So it should be the same as what you get, as what you got in the previous question. So anyway, this is the same problem. So it's just one way of this is just another way of representing the data. The data is represented in a table. Okay, so how about the median? So how would we get the median? So I will take note that I have 19 items. The middle item is the 10th. Okay, so the 10th item would be the middle item. So if I'm gonna jot down my data here, 0 is from items 1 to 3. Again, because I gotta arrange them. Remember that in getting the median, we need to arrange them from the smallest to the greatest, right? But I'm taking note that my middle item is the 10th. So therefore, that would also follow that that is my median. So 1 is items 4 to 10. Because if you can see here from your table, this would be 10 games. So 3 plus 7 is 10 games. And then 2 is items 11 to 17. And then 3 is located in items 18 to 19. So in this particular case, you can see that this area here at this particular portion here is the item number 10. So here is item number 10. So that's item number 10. So therefore you would say the median is equal to 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown per game. Okay, so that's end our discussion for this video. So again, just try to familiarize the meaning of each quantity: mean, median, and mode. And as an assignment, you need to complete questions 1 to 6. Okay, so I will just set a due date for that. Again, everything will be posted, any announcements as well as the video lessons, it will be posted in our Google Classroom. So again, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. So see you next time.